Okay, so boom. Let's talk about balls. Men, we need to take care of ourselves, okay? We need to make sure that our gooch is Gucci and our balls are brisk. And the only way to do that is with our guys over at manscaped.com. They got us covered. Boom, the Lawnmower 3.0, okay? Safe to use in the shower, safe to use on your balls. Nicks are a thing of the past. Leave it there. You don't gotta do it anymore. Be safe. Boom, ball deodorant. You know how smart this is? You use deodorant on your armpits, right? Deodorize your balls. Boom, Reviver Ball Toner with pH balance ingredients. Women know what pH is. Why aren't men talking about this, right? pH your balls. Boom, Manscaped travel guards. Boom, Manscaped underwear. Keep it breezy. Boom, travel bag for your balls. Let's go. Stop testing your fate with your testes and taint, okay? Go over to manscaped.com, use the promo code OKSB, save yourself 20% off plus free shipping. It's a no-brainer. Best balls of your life, 20% off, free shipping, OKSB over at manscaped.com. Now let's get back to the show.
Boom. I'm leading the show. Boom. Perfect.
Okay, so boom. Love. I think everybody thinks that they know what it is. Maybe experienced it. Maybe haven't. To me, I kind of feel like everybody has such a spectrum of what love is.
I agree.
And it can't, you know what I'm saying, is not the same for everybody. I want to hear what's your take on love in general.
Well, if I just to keep it simple instead of complicating it, love should be pure. It shouldn't be like, well, I'm going to kill you if you look at this other man, or, I just don't think that love should be anything negative. It should be pure. So when people say that they love you, but they're showing like they're abusive, but they say that they love you, they're only hitting you because they love you, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. That's not love to me. That's something completely different.
To you, specifically.
To me specifically.
Because that was an important point that you just said, right?
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah.
Right? Because to somebody else, that form of love that you just described was exactly what somebody else only knows, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, when I think about love, it varies. For me, love is that type of thing where it's just kind of like no one can specifically define it. I know that sounds so cliche. Like I'm trying to make this sound so much more romantic than it actually is, but that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that because of people's backgrounds and what they've been through, love is very different. And sometimes people get captivated in comparing their version of love with another person's version of love, because and that's when disappointments happen, right? Because if your version of love isn't this other person's version of love, then all of a sudden you're disappointed because you're not expecting that reaction that you were expecting in the first place, right? Like, have you ever felt like when you were talking to somebody, you felt like your version of love was different, and like that thought process that like maybe this is different depending on the person? Yeah.
I mean, like you said, I did like how you said that it's because like how somebody grew up, or maybe that's how their parents were, or that's what they seen on TV, or, things like that. So I like how you said that, because it makes complete sense, actually. Yeah.
Because, it's just kind of like when I look at love, it's kind of like a lot like friendship. A lot of people are like, this is what a friend is. Yeah. The definition of. Cool. That sounds good. Looks right. Yeah. Sounds pretty. But here's the thing. If somebody was just beaten and battered and never knew what an actual friend was, how could you really whatever that person that you decided that was your friend, how could you ever expect them to reciprocate that same type of energy to you? Because at the end of the day, their version of friendship is literally just like that person selling drugs, or that person maybe like not killing them on that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I think about that, I also think about love. Like, it's just kind of like, you know, to somebody else that's been through certain circumstances, maybe their best version of love, as jaded as it might look like on the outside, that's the best version that they have.
Okay.
Period.
I agree. That's crazy though.
To think about, right? It is like, crazy and slightly disappointing.
Yeah.
Right? Because if your version of love is up here and that version of love is
like
objectively down there,
oh my gosh,
then all of a sudden it's just kind of like you come to a point where you're just gonna like, you're at crossroads. You're either gonna accept the fact that this is what it is, or you're gonna move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Try to teach them.
Yeah. Either try to teach them, but I mean, sometimes it doesn't work like that because of their past. Only because of their past.
Yeah, but to stay in that situation can only hurt you. So it's like you said, you could leave it, or you can, you know, go about. I don't know. I just feel like don't stay with somebody that cannot compare to your love or above that. I feel, or at least a little below that, and they're willing to learn, because you'll be settling and you'll feel like maybe they don't love you as much, you know, and that can really play on your mind and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I think about love in particularly, it's just kind of like, you know, like animals, like we're like, okay, you know, we know animals don't see all the same colors that we do, right? Or, you know, maybe some person can't hear the same frequencies you can. Is that blue? Well, what version of blue are you seeing really though? Like if I were to pull somebody and be like, is your blouse blue? I'd be like, yeah, sure, it's blue. But what blue is it really to them?
Yeah.
That's the same way that I view what love is. It's just kind of like, it's so subjective. And I feel like that's what people miss the most. People view love as an objective truth or an objective point of view. It's not. It's completely subjective. And if you're subjected to something that's subpar from what you really want, you can't blame that other person, because you've already hyped it up in your mind to be something that it's not. And that's not that other person's fault by any means. You know, it's just not. Because if you build expectations on that other person, they didn't ask for those expectations.
That's true.
They just didn't. They were just doing them. They were just kind of like, this is my love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to hear your take when it comes to possessive, I guess you could say. Possessive versus obsessive. Meaning, right, when you love somebody, you want to hold them.
Yeah.
You don't want them to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Where you going? Right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. If you really love somebody, where the fuck are you going?
Let me love you. Yes,
but
absolutely.
Where is that line? Where's that line for you in your mind? Because that is, that's a killer.
I think when you're not letting your partner live their lives apart from you, then that's when, I mean, I understand completely wanting to be in your person's space all the time. I get it. But like, if you guys cannot separate one another, you know, then if the thing breaks up, then what are you going to do? It's going to be a hard time unraveling. And then I feel like that it becomes harder for you to find yourself again.
Okay. So it's the type of thing where don't completely lose yourself in the other person.
Yes.
Like don't become completely one.
Yes.
That sounds good, right? In romance novels and in all that type of bullshit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It sounds good. Be one. You are one with that person. But is it really though?
And it's so
You
easy
need
to fall into
you need
each
to
other.
keep yourself.
Yeah.
Keep yourself.
100%, because like you need to have your own hobbies and they need to have their own hobbies. But I mean, like, of course you guys can enjoy it together, share it. But if you don't have your own separate things, I feel like you spoke about this on another episode before.
Yeah, because when they go, you lose themselves.
Yeah.
Like you're gone. You're
Yeah.
gone. Yes.
So, and it takes a while to find yourself.
Yeah.
It took me
Because
7
it's
years.
super selfish,
Yeah.
right? At first, when you talk about it, it sounds so selfish, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're going to hold back from that person? What do you mean you're going to keep a reserve?
Yeah.
I'm freaking sorry. I seen the Titanic happen.
Yeah.
Not really,
No,
but
not
I
really,
mean,
but
like,
you
I
seen-
watched the
yeah,
Discovery
that shit was
Channel. You
crazy.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you ever build a ship without a life raft? Would you ever build yourself with somebody without something to get back to shore within yourself? I don't freaking think so. Okay. Just look at divorce rates.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had a, what is it now? I think maybe, I'm just going to throw this out there because I don't completely know. You guys can fact check me if you want to, but 70% divorce rate. I'm sure it's much
Sounds
higher than
about-
that.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like if I walked into a dark alley, that was 75% chance that I was going to get robbed. Why wouldn't I have a gun on me?
Hell yeah.
Why wouldn't I have my best friend's number on me? You know what I'm saying? I got to get out of there, baby.
Yeah.
I got to stay alive too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We live in a very different world. A different world means a different love.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the love that you can't express ain't the same or different. But I mean, like, let's be honest. People back in the day, back in the day, they didn't have anything else to worry about besides just freaking like weaving some shit and caring about the person that they loved.
Yeah.
That's very fucking simple. I would be able to love that person 100%.
Hell yeah.
Nowadays, think about all the things extracurricular shit that you have to worry about besides the person that you have to love. And the effect that it takes on the person that you want to love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What do you think is like one of those things? Do you think that our way of life deters from love to begin with because of our pace, maybe?
Probably. I mean, I think so many people, I don't know, correct me if, like, put me on the right path if I'm going way off.
It's your path. Let me hear it.
I feel like people just want to fall in love so quickly that it's not necessarily, how am I going to put this? They're just, they're mistaking infatuation with love. So how is anybody sure that they're in love or that this is love, really? But I mean, I think that it takes a while to even love somebody anyways.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of the time it's not really love that people are finding. It's something else. I think it's more like possessiveness.
Possessive. Yeah. It's just kind of like,
It's really love.
you know, I want to hold this. It's mine.
Yeah.
And it's not like I knows the shit or like it's almost like it's good enough for me to hold on to.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, I cannot live with the fact that somebody else might be enjoying what I'm missing out on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
do.
maybe you're a guy and you know that girl's got good head.
Mm-hmm.
You might not love her, but you can't live with the fact that she's going around giving somebody else great head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the reason why you possess the situation.
Yeah.
It's not real love.
No.
Like, I feel like real love back in the day, right? I felt like real love back in the day, and I could be speculating, whatever. But I feel like back in the day, it was the type of thing because we didn't have so many signals put into our brains that we just had so much time to focus on the nitty gritty, and nobody told us what it's supposed to look like. They didn't have fucking movies.
Yeah.
Them shits were silent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Black and white,
Yeah.
silent. Okay. They just grew up in a different time period where nothing was supposed to look like a certain thing. Nothing was supposed to feel like a certain thing. And I kind of feel like people were left to make their own decisions about what it was supposed to be and what it was supposed to feel like.
I think that a lot of people, it was a lot easier for people to fall in love back then because there wasn't a lot of distractions. Mainly you would go to work and you would take care of the kids in the household. Maybe you go hang out with the guys down at the little bar or whatever. That one, you know what I'm saying? But
everyone knew each other.
Yeah.
You thought you were getting away with something?
Yeah, okay.
I
mean, your wife might have known.
Yeah.
But she ain't gonna say nothing because why? She was, like back in the day, I don't think
Yeah. I could be romanticizing back in the day. But back in the day. Back in the day. I just kind of feel like because humans were living in a more cohesive environment to the human experience.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, being a human.
Yeah.
That we were living in an environment of small communities, right? Community that is trust and all this other stuff. So love was easy. Love was easier back then, right? Love isn't as easy now. And to be honest, I feel like we're living in a generation, and including myself, I'm not exempt from this. When I'm saying this, I'm not talking from a standpoint of like, I'm so high and mighty. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm speaking from... No. I include myself in this. I don't think that I will ever feel the love or know love like back then, because I feel like that was a different time. I feel like that was a different generation. I feel like that was a different form of love that we might not ever be able to feel or reciprocate nowadays, because the circumstances are so different. You know, the signals are different. Our input is different. The technology is different. Social media is different. Our options are different. The options thing too is a whole different ball game. So it's just kind of like, I'm hard on myself a lot of the times because I'm just kind of like, sometimes I ask myself, have I ever felt love in terms of the opposite sex? But then I also have to ask myself, we're living in a different time altogether.
Different time, different love.
Yeah. Different time, different love.
So, I feel like a lot of people just don't take it seriously nowadays. There's a fear of missing out on possibly having someone else. So why love the thing that you have now to the fullest extent when you could possibly have something else that could be better? Yeah.
Like, there's so many more doors that are open.
Yeah.
But like back in the day,
you
only had 15 doors.
Yeah.
And out of those 15, 2 of them were bad.
Yeah. Like Sarah Beth is fire, bitch.
Like 1865.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but like, it's just kind of like one of those things where it's just like, okay, 15 doors, 1865 bad, only 2 baddies in my village. This what I got.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden your village is worldwide. Yeah. How could you possibly make up your mind? It's like when I go to find toothpaste.
Yeah. Oh my fuck.
Bitch, I just want something to clean my teeth.
Bro.
All of a sudden I walk into a store. I'm standing there for 15 minutes over some damn toothpaste.
Yes. No, I don't.
This says whitening. This says cleaning. This says refreshing. This says cavity. What do I do? But the thing is, it shouldn't be that hard. Bitch, get you toothpaste. Is it damaging your teeth? Get it and go on.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I feel like that's the same thing with people, right? You're out here and you're like, oh, okay, well, I want a Melissa. I want somebody who can, X, Y, Z for my life and for hers as well. But now all of a sudden I have all these social expectations. Is she left or she right? Is she if she left or she's right? Is she's white or she's black? Is she from Dubai? Where is she from? All these things. And it's just kind of like, I feel like humans were not equipped to handle all of that information. That's a lot of freaking information, bro. Right? I just don't think that our environment that we're living, the zoo that we created for ourselves, is conducive for like genuine love. Like back in the day, oh my God, my dad ran out of hay. You were walking through the freaking blizzard. You were an orphan. All of a sudden you stumbled upon this family and you worked for him, and all of a sudden you married his daughter.
Yeah.
And like those things don't happen now.
No.
Okay? They just freaking don't. You were lazy. You get whatever you want, whenever you want, and you can have whoever you want, whenever you want. What realness can come from that?
Absolutely. That's why, I don't know, a lot of people are just giving up on it. They're just giving up on the thought of love.
You think people like synthetic love over like the real shit, or what comes with it?
I think people would prefer, I want to say people prefer the real love, but it just seems like people want to be in a relationship just to be in a relationship. Not necessarily for the love, but just to be with somebody, not to be alone. People don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
And now with the issue with the quarantines, possibly in the COVID, they definitely don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
So it's just like, are you really in love with this person? Are you with them because
just aided to the syntheticness of it? Right?
Yeah. So it just seems all fake to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel like in the back of everybody's mind, a lot of people's mind, I'm not gonna say everybody's mind, right? Because fucking Wyoming, right? You know what I'm saying? Like people in Wyoming probably like falling in love left and right, but for a large majority of people, I really feel like deep down inside, and people in places that people don't want to talk about, they are searching for something, and they know it's completely fake, and but they're holding on to that realness, but the reality is it's fake, and it's a depressing situation, right? It is a depressing situation, but the only way for things to get real, in my opinion, right, in like the grand scheme of things, in my opinion, the only way to get real is to look for these places that are finding real love, right? Because it's out there, right? It's not extinct, okay? Go find it, okay? There's Amish villages. There's Wyoming, okay? I don't know nobody from. I know I keep saying Wyoming, but it's just kind of like the type of thing where it's just like, I know only one person from Wyoming, and she's a fantastic girl, very wholesome. So it's just kind of like I project that, and also like who the fuck's in Wyoming? But like shout out to Wyoming, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all have like real love out there, and I want to buy a house out there. My point is that there's circumstances, there's real love out there. And if you were to listen to stories of real love from back in the day, even in today in the circumstances, right? Real love a lot of times isn't founded in places with a lot of technology, a lot of options, a lot of the fuckery that's going around. That's the only way I could describe it, right? It's fuckery. I'm not exempt. I'm in the fuckery. I'm in social media and all this other shit. What I'm trying to say is that there's real love out there. You just gotta go to the right places. I feel like a lot of these other places, right? They got it out there. It's out there. But it's up to you, right? Sometimes I feel like we're holding back. We don't want to make that leap.
For sure. Because why? I mean, because if you do make that leap, the possibility of getting shit on is insane. And nobody wants to take that step. And like, and if they are genuine, you know, and they don't want to take that step, and it turns into nothing. That's like, but I get taking the risks, I suppose.
Yeah. Like for me, it's just kind of like every heartbroken girl, right, knows that there's that Wyoming boy out there that's willing to right all the wrongs. All she's got to do is to make right lifestyle choices and just switch it all around. But now it's the same thing for guys, right? They're all guys, and I'm guilty too. Guys, oh my gosh, I want this, I want that. I want a girl that will actually, like, I don't know, be able to cook or like whatever the case may be. But it's just kind of like you're looking in the wrong place, bro. You're looking in the wrong place. So it's just kind of like love is one of those things where it's like, yes, it's different for everybody else, but it's out there.
Yeah.
But you gotta stop looking at like the wrong places, right? Like, why are you looking in love in the same place that you know that you created bad habits in to begin with?
Exactly.
That don't make no sense.
Exactly.
You learned your bad habits from the city that you were in, but you're looking for love in the city that you're in. Why aren't you looking at North Dakota or some shit? Like, sure, it might not be as spicy as you like it. And sure, they might not wear whatever your city's wearing. But shit, if you're really serious about that love that you're looking for, you know what I'm saying?
It'll work for you.
Go ahead and find you some.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though. A lot of people end up, the thing that hurt them in the past, they'll end up finding that exact same thing because basically going through the same fucking shit, you know, looping. And then they're like, well, why the fuck do I keep finding this same type of person? It's what you're used to. So if that's what you're used to, are you going to try to look for something else that you're not used to? Or how are you with change?
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah. With love, and I want to say this, I feel like love is a decision, and I don't know what true love is, and I don't think anybody knows what true love is.
I don't think so either.
I don't know what true love is, and I'd be hard pressed to say that anyone else knows what true love is. But I will say this: love is a decision. I do know that love is a decision, and that love is out there, but it's up to you to capitalize on it. And it's kind of like a decision. Like, you just need to just be like, hey, this is what it is, and stand the ground and stop idolizing what you think it is.
Yeah.
Because what it actually is so different. I do know this. One thing I do know is that what you think it is, and what it actually is two different things.
Yeah.
And the minute that we can accept that as human beings and be like, hey, listen, I accept the fact I've created a mirage of what love is within myself, I can move forward and actually get that shit out there. Because it is out there.
Yeah.
We're doing a survey around the country on the way population handles themselves and speaks and deals with their friends and interact with their peers.